little teams together. So Bobby more on the integrator side, obviously with his data analytic stuff going on. So I said, pair up with a visionary, you run the system, Bobby, and go get a partner and they'll make all the phone calls. And I think you got a couple contracts out of that, but yeah. So now we are doing LOI blasting, and Bobby recently, what was that, November? The November challenge, Bobby came to Phoenix with us and he did the Rainmaker for Pace and freaking crushed it. It was actually overwhelming. We sent out, oh man, I already forgot, 23 contracts. I don't remember.
Yeah, 23 contracts. We sent over like around 2,500 LOIs, booked 40. I was just telling Sarabi, like 43 or 45 appointments. We had to get another closer to come in outside of Pace, Ingrid, to help out. We had so many.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was awesome. And I was like, holy crap. And not to mention, like, Bobby's been helping other people in the LOI Blaster community. He's been helping people, whatever's going on. He's fixing their thing and helping them with LOI Blasters, blasting for other teams, helping inside the No Enough Behind. He was like sending LOIs for other teams as well. And then most recently, I asked him to do rainmaking for someone in our CRM, for the Blast CRM. I said, yo, Bobby, one of my clients needs help. Like, let's split the bill. Let's split the incoming money. And so now you've been working with John to run his CRM, help him with the CRM. How's that been going? Has there been like a lot of change orders and a lot of different things going on, or are you handling all that pretty well?
Yeah, it's cool. What's awesome about it is getting to see how John runs his team, and he is has a ton of experience in real estate, and he is a great leader across with his team, right? So being able to be part of that and see how you take folks that may have don't have a lot of experience, maybe they do, but like getting them on calls, getting them to be consistently meeting, like there's a daily meeting where they meet and everything. So like that side of it in general has been really awesome to see, that the momentum that team has, and just getting to be a part of that by sending LOIs or sending out emails, texts, like getting to be within that CRM and getting a team of, it's around like 8, I think actually added a couple more. So there might be like 10 folks. How do you get 10 people leads, and how do you do so at like scale? How do you do these things to where, you're keeping their momentum going, you're keeping them fed, and you're keeping John, who is closing these deals, keeping him fed. And so that was cool. There is a lot of changes that have been made, but it's good. It's all feedback. So it's all been like real-time feedback around, hey, is there a better way to do X, Y, and Z? And right. So I think because of that, getting to be on that team that has a lot of volume, like a heavy amount of leads that they need scattered across different markets, it presents a bunch of different challenges. So it's been pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you synced up with him, because I've known him for a while, and I saw him in another Airbnb group, with Rob, and I saw him just rise up as a leader inside of that really, really fast. And I'm like, okay, I need, like, how can I work with him more? Right? How can I work with John more? How can we kind of get in like kind of see what he's doing, how his mind thinks, and how can we help his business, not just like 5x, like 10x, right? How can we get his business to go even stronger with a CRM? And it sounds like we're doing well for him. I think where it gets kind of, what's the word? I don't want to say problematic, but where it gets a little difficult is where you're working markets that don't have overlapping buyers. Like if you're working Northern California, Central Texas, and Central Florida. Like a lot of people don't buy in all three of those markets. Like if you work just Texas, you can do pretty well. Like people who buy in Dallas sometimes buy in Houston, sometimes buy in San Antonio, right? But if you're working here, you're wholesaling, it gets difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And so not only keeping team members on the phones, keeping the CRM running. Sometimes things happen with the CRM. Sometimes things happen with your team. And yeah, it takes strong leadership. Not only, I wouldn't say just one. John's probably not running that team by himself. He probably has some leaders as well who help him do certain things. So, dude, I'm pumped that you're helping him and just kind of seeing how that gets structured.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's good. It's good opportunities too, in the sense that so I just saw Rob and him just acquired a business together. It's like a pool cleaning company. Did you see?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's awesome. And he's gonna want to run that through CRM and things like that too, right? So like it's awesome to connect with these leaders and people in this industry that are just, they're high achieving and being able to present different opportunities, I guess, right? Like whether it's business, like acquiring a new business, and now they're still going to need a CRM. It's the same concept. It's, different, but it's the same at the end of the day. And so it's like, all right, well, where else can I provide value as well and continue to be part of this? Because I want to surround myself with this like all day, every day. Being at the November challenge was like that too. It's like, man, the in-person, being there with the team and getting like everybody on that team was so like they were getting after it. And again, you're in that presence, you're in that atmosphere working together, but it's carried over even past that, right? Like I still work with some people from our team now, and everybody's just like super pumped to just go after it every day, going against these, after these leads and everything. So it's been great just surrounding ourselves with people like that.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think other rainmakers are struggling with? Like, what do you think is one of the biggest thing? What do you think has helped you kind of turn the volume up like you have? Is it just like surrounding yourself with the right people, or is it the right system, or what is it?
So it's a couple of things. It's meeting the right people, because there is that like chemistry and that like you need people that are on the same level, not even the same level, actually, I guess the same mindset, and you just have to gel with those folks. So it takes time to find the right people, but also you're finding the closers. You're finding, like, you have to find and put together the team that will consistently produce with you, right? So as an integrator, like, you're not doing there's only so much you're going to be able to do. You're going to you have to pass on to somebody else, whether it's somebody to close for you, or not that, like, I'm trying to develop too in that space and being able to close and all that too. But even then, like, I would never try and do this whole thing by myself. So you want to find people that are going to consistently work with you, that have the experience, that are going to be finding opportunities that you couldn't have found before, right? Like, even when I joined your team, there was just a lot of things that I didn't realize, like, oh, like, it doesn't cash flow as a long-term rental. I guess it's dead. It's like, no, did you check the X, Y, and Z? Like, does it midterm rental, short-term? Could you a homestead buyer? Like, whatever it is. And now you're opening. So you want to continue to meet the right people that will, now you're just opening up a wider range of potential deals that you can do. So it's definitely been the networking and surrounding myself with the people, and then the tools that have allowed me to continue, building my short-term rental business, having a young family and like kids and having a W-2, how do I put the tools in front of me that will allow me to balance these things to the best of my ability? And so I think, with LOI Blaster and Blast CRM and kind of getting to run those things together, along with meeting the right people that I can bring into that system and bring into that process, has been what has changed it for me. But I saw all these things come together. And even at the November Left Behind challenge, seeing it from like, I remember I was talking with you about, it's like the pizza tracker, like seeing it from when, the pizza is being created to it's in the oven to the driver's coming to you till it's delivered. It's like when you see it from end to end, you're like, oh, that's not that scary. That's not that bad. That's not like all these things that it's like, well, what if I can't get it under contract? That's scary. Like I'm gonna be in a contract. What can I do? It's like, well, you can back out, like whatever you got to do. You want to find your buyers, you want to do all that, but just like go and figure it out and find the right people that can like help you figure that out.
Yeah, exactly. A lot. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people who are newer they're afraid of, they will absolutely underwrite way before they even talk to the seller or the agent or whatever is going on. And they don't even know how to talk to a buyer. They don't even know how to find a buyer, right? If they're not the buyer themselves. And so they are underwriting it like this has to work for me and has to work, it has to be just a foolproof plan. Nothing can go wrong. I have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, like whatever, all these things, which are good, but like, it's like, I don't know, you're painting the journey. You're getting to the end of the journey before you even like take one step. And I'm under the, just the point that I'm at is like getting that there's like a few things that have to happen. You got to get the contract. You got to talk to your buyer. They may say that they're ready to buy, but then they actually aren't, right? Or if you want to buy it yourself, you got to go then, if you don't have the money, you got to go raise the money, find the partner to help you. Like there's just so many different pieces. And every deal is completely different. Like the one that we're selling one of our houses in Abilene, and it's just been a wild freaking ride, man. It's been left, right, up, down, all these different things happened. And we got another one in Houston that went like that, and just, they're all different, everything. And you won't have all the answers. You'll never have all the answers. And for me and Carolyn, it took like knowing people who are already doing those things. Like I will call them and say, hey, I'm working through a thing like this. Do you have what could I do? Have you gone through something like this? Or just asking people their opinion, having conversations. And let me ask this, Bobby, who have you met that, other than people that you mentioned, like who are some, or how did you meet some great people? Are you going to meetups? Is it just in sub 2, or how are you meeting people out there in Florida?
Yeah. So in Florida, too, like there are some really great meetups down here. Jill Barkley is a leader down here in South Florida, right? And she runs one and in Pompano Beach, which is like close to me. That's the closest one to me. And I see more and more different meetups popping up. There's some like in Miami, what's funny is like I went to a lot of those, and I have a goal this year. Just looking. So I want to go to 30 meetups this year. After I had my daughter, and I was like, it took me a bit, and I stopped going to a lot of the meetups in Pompano, and I want to go back to those and get in there. But I've been doing a lot of virtual. Like I'm putting myself in front of a lot of folks that through different avenues. If I'm seeing opportunities where I can jump on a Zoom that's like at night or on a Saturday, like a group Zoom, and meet a bunch of people, or schedule. What's cool about, you know, what we're in within sub 2 as well, but there's just a lot of there's a lot of people that want to connect, like they are actively looking to make connections too. And so I've, you know, scheduled a bunch of calls. I've met a ton of people. I will also, the people that I meet that are performing, they know a lot of people. And so like for like you, or like you've introduced me to folks, like they're just being able to be consistent about that. And then even, so I've worked with like the Rosie Noel, like the strength coach, right? And so I'm in her Facebook group and met a lot of amazing people in there. And I've even talked with her about this as well. It's like, I'm an achiever. Like my goal or my strengths is achiever focused. Like I think my number one is achiever. And then like, so it's very execution focused.
Yep.
But I have relationship in there as well. Like but what was funny is like, after talking through it, it's like, well, I can execute in all these things, but what actually sparks it is the networking, the relationships. The relationships is actually what really is like the spark that goes towards getting me to execute at such a high level. Like I want to be surrounded by people that are performing at a high level.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find my test that I did with her. Is this it? My number one is relationship. And my number two is whatever, achiever.
Oh, it's actually achiever.
Let me go look at it. I don't know where my thing is.
Yeah. I think even like, I think Rosie's is like achiever as well. It's like number one, it's achiever. But yeah, that mix is so big to be able to, like, I don't know, after talking with it, you know, she's asking, we were talking about my goals for the year and doing all these things. And you asked me how I got here. It's like, you asked me, how am I meeting these people? How am I meeting the right people? How am I meeting the people? And I'm just, the more and more I realize the networking aspect of just building those relationships is actually, it's a smart thing to do, but fuels me. So now I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. Cause like I'm, you know, like that. So now I want to surround myself more and more with that. And then I get to do at these big ones like Squad Up Summit and all these things, I get to meet folks that I've met virtually or have had connections with. But once you meet them in person, like I got to meet Don and Mike Jackson. Like I got to meet them in person at Squad Up. I got to meet a bunch of people that I just like, you only see virtually. And so those big events is what, then you put a person, like a real person there, and then that connection just builds even stronger. So
I just found it. My number one is relator, and my number two is achiever.
Oh, that's awesome.
Arranger, strategic, responsibility, and then maximizer. I feel myself do maximizer a lot. Like I'll go, okay, no, I need to get this running, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do that, and then I'll do this, and like I need to maximize all my, even when I'm doing chores at the house, like I'm gonna get the laundry started, get the dishwasher started, and then while those things are running, I'm gonna go do this other thing because that will be running by the time it's done. Blah 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 blah. Like, who thinks like that? But achiever, the thing that I don't like, we hang out with Vina sometimes, and she has high competition. Right? My competition is super low. It's like, it's not the last one. It's like, dude, I don't even see it. Oh, it's like number 20.
Okay. Yeah, mine's low too.
And she has super high competition. Like, nope, I'm going to win. Nope, I'm going to win. I'm like, okay, I don't care, whatever. She wants that competition, right? And I know there's other people out there that are high competition that thrive on it. And it's not like to put you down. It's more like, I want to raise everybody up. Right. So like if Bobby and I were competing, it would actually help both of us. Right. That's how Vina takes it. like, no, we're going to both get better. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Vasco in the side chat said, nice to see Ben, the support and reflection of a system that you put in place. Yeah, of course. Thanks for commenting. It's like the only comment we have so far. Anyways, yeah, that strength test, or what Clifton's test, is really beneficial. If you guys don't know Rosie Noel, go follow her on Instagram. Her, I guess just Rosie Noel. I don't know what her Instagram is, but look her up. It's like Clifton strength test. And on that note, my wife Carolyn, she started learning about human design. Have you ever looked at human design, Bobby?
No, I've seen her posts on it, but I have not dove into that. I'm actually not exactly sure.
It's like a mix of Clifton and horoscope, because they use your the birth date and time. And it's not horoscope like, hey, this is about to like the planets are aligning on the 25th. You can, you're going to see luck today. It's not like that. It's more like, this is kind of how you're designed and this is how you should operate. And it's more of like, I take it like more like just maximizing how I'm built. And a lot of it's relatable. Some of it's like, I don't really understand that, but some of it's like, no, this is kind of like my energy levels and just what you should do in certain times, how you should handle certain situations, just like basically maximizing your strengths again. But it's more based on just your birth date, your birth time, where you were, like where and when. And it's kind of woo woo, but the Clifton strength is more like, take this test and how you answer provides the results for you, right? Just like just two different ways to kind of get some strengths, kind of understand yourself a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's cool to go through these things, and because like I've taken a bunch of these tests before, like there's like a HBDI one where it gives you like a color, and and so I'm like blue and yellow, which is analytical but creative, like big picture thinker and stuff. And so in the strength finder, it's like I'm future. So I have a relator in my top 10, but I'm achiever, futuristic, and then I'm a learner and significance and arranger. And so like I've learned there's a lot of these things. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it shows you, where can the downside be of this, right? But achiever, like I want to be around other high achievers as well. Like I want that energy, and so that's why, like when I was saying earlier too, it took me time to find the right people too that I gel with, but also just that is achieving high. And because some of the things too, if you're around others, when you have an achiever in your top 10, if you're around others that might not be achieving at the level you are, you can get frustrated with them, right? And sometimes it's just like, wait, not everybody's going to get after it like you are every time. So, I just keep that in mind. And so sometimes it's cool because it's just increased my awareness around things. I think that's what a lot of these things will do, is like, are you more aware of the things that you're like, not who you are, but also how you are coming off to others as well.
Yes. Yeah. It's difficult when, I don't know how to say this correctly yet, also bear with me. It's difficult when you're raising a family, small kids, and there's a lot going on, and you have like expectations of what what you need to put on the table, what you need to do. You have a high expectation for yourself. You have a high expectation for your significant other. You have high expectation of your friends, and you, like, I've started to just like kind of my friends that don't gel, I've been slowly separating from them, right? And like Carolyn, between me and Carolyn, she is much at us. She's a very slow pace. She says this all the time. I'm not speaking out of turn. She's a slow pace. Like, I'm not ready to make a decision yet. And I'm like, I already made a decision before I was done. At the end of the sentence, I already decided. She's like, I'm not ready yet, but give me a day, a week, or something like that. And I'm like, I move very fast, and I'll make decisions that are, sometimes wrong, because I'm just like, try this, try this, try it. Like I'm trying 10 things at once. She hasn't even tried one thing, and that's that achiever. And I get frustrated, like, yo, I'm already like 10 in and you're not even 1 in. And that I'm so glad you said that, because you have to give grace to other people when you have that strength, I guess. I don't know if it's a strength.
Yeah.
But don't expect everybody to be your speed. Don't expect everybody to be, because their strength. So like, I'll go to Carolyn and I'll go, hey, I built a website. I was like, hey, can you look at it? She's like, bro, this is trash. Like, I built it too fast. Like I built it too fast. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even read what that really said. Okay, I'm going to fix it. Fix my design. I rely on her to, like, I'll get it started. I'll go back to her and go, hey, can you slow down and look at this for me? Like slow me down and help me work through the website. Like, your domain is wrong. The color is wrong. The headline is wrong. You need to change that. You need to change this. I'm like, cool. Okay, cool. I'll like fix all this stuff. So, despite her being slower paced, I'm going to bring out her she has very high creativity and very high empathy, which is things I think empathy isn't even on my list because it's just so low. No, it's number 30.
Mine's 31.
Her empathy is like number 1. And I need her. I need empathy. And we need empathy. We're high relator, but like empathy's in the trash. Like, how does that work? Right. So we know we need to be empathetic. It's just harder for us. She knows she needs to make decisions, but it's harder for her. Right. And so it's like, that's the gel, man. That's how it's hard to work with another person when you're depending on them in a certain way. So we took a turn on this conversation, but I think it's cool.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. Cause I mean, it's good because it does relate to like, and whatever you're doing too, but building out a team and being able to work with others as well. I think to me, it's a good tie into that, because I think it does take a bit to especially if you're trying to lead a team, right? And you don't have to be someone that's like closes deals to lead a team, right? And I think it helps, but I think there's also just being able to understand how your team operates and what makes them tick and all of that. Because to your point, what you just said is actually it's funny, because I was on with my business partner earlier on the short-term rental business, and we're getting ready to hire 3 people, and so we're like building out some of the SOPs for like onboarding new properties. Like we have 3 properties that we're onboarding right now in Disney Market. And so we're talking through this, and like I'll jump in and I'll put stuff together. Like I don't mind documenting and getting things together, but then there is a lot of things that are missed. It's like I'll get it started, and then can I pass it to someone that's going to be a bit more thorough, a bit more like, and then they can take it on and take it over the finish line too. But I think I was texting you that too, like minimum viable product, minimum viable process, like whatever it is. It's like you're being lean, you're getting it going, getting feedback, and you'll do that even on your lives, or even on like during No One Left Behind challenge and all of that. You'll be there trying to figure things out even as you're going, right? And
Yes.
give people that disclaimer too, like I'm brainstorming or I'm working through this. And I think it's good though, because people can kind of see like, oh, I don't have to have everything figured out to just get started.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vittorio says, how do you improve your achiever trait? That's a good question. I don't really know. Um, I don't know
I
much
don't.
about how to improve my traits.
Yeah, and I think too I would definitely go to. I would check out Rosie, her profile, but she also has like link tree. Like you can even I was fortunate, so I booked when Lily was born last year. I think Pace had Rosie on, and like I booked some time with her and got to have a great conversation with her. And then recently she had a challenge where like you post every day and answer these prompts and everything. And then I got 2 coaching sessions with her. So I got to talk with her about this stuff and really relate it to me. And not that you can't strengthen these things, but do you want to? Do you want to spend your time trying to strengthen it when can surround yourselves by other people that are achievers, but where you can shine and you can work with other achievers and that you just understand each other more. So maybe not necessarily spending your time focusing on strengthening a weakness, but surrounding yourselves by people that have those strengths. That's how when I've had a discussion with Rosie, that's one of the avenues that we've talked about. I think that's why it's so important to the people that you're surrounding yourself with too, and you just understand a bit more of them and kind of learn about that.
Yeah, I was just sending her a text message real quick, like, "Hey, yo, we're talking you up right now."
yeah. We're basically a strength finder
Yeah.
episode.
Cool. What? I have a question. Are there any big events this year that you want? I mean, we're going to go to Squat Up, but like other than that, are there any other events that you're like, oh man, I can't wait to go to that? Do you have anything else on the horizon?
No, not I. So Squat Up Summit, definitely. I used to go to the short-term rental uh, conference every year. That's in Nashville, and I actually haven't heard of that. Like I haven't heard much of it this year going on, so I don't know if I go to that one. Um, but no, like I mean, there hasn't been any other big ones going on. I do want to travel more. Like I want to go up and like I want to walk projects with people. Like I want to do more on site and meet like down here, but also in Central Florida. And there's a lot of great real estate people within sub two even. Like I just want to go and shadow a lot of people and use like driving to Orlando is like 3 hours north, so it's nothing for me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so being able to do that, I guess, more locally. And then, besides that, I mean, the No One Left Behind challenge is coming up. That'll be cool. It's virtual, but that one is going to be awesome. And so, yeah, I mean, that's kind of no other big events though that I'm going to. Are you going to any big ones inside of Squad Up Summit?
No. I was hoping you would say something so I'd go look at it, but I signed up for the. Do you know what somatic breath work is? Have you heard of that? Somatic.
No, I did see you talked about it on Friday, I think, right? When you were live. I think
Yeah,
I remember you
yeah.
talking about it. Yes. I don't know I have never done it.
Basically, you like do this breathing. So the first time I experienced it was at Pace's mastermind. So we had a mastermind, and um, I don't remember the lady's name. I'm sorry, but the lady, this group came in and ran a session for everybody who went to Pace's mastermind. And it was like a room full of people, like, we pretty much knew everybody, and we're all just like sobbing and just like basically 2025, I want to work on like healing, right? I want to work on myself. I want to work on my growth. And so the next thing I'm doing is a somatic breath work in Austin. And then when I made a vision board have anything else? I wanted to do somatic breath work. No. Well, okay. Actually, there's another thing coming for Go High Level here in Dallas. It's like building SaaS products. So I think I'm going to go to that. I'm trying to see if I can squeeze the money to afford it. But like Squad Up Summit is going to be pretty huge. But what I want to do this year is take more family trips. So we're gonna plan like every quarter going somewhere, doing something. Our little one's 6 now, so we're able to travel a lot more easily than we have been in the past. So we're gonna spend some time together, take some family trips, our big thing. But yeah, I was hoping you had something going on that like what I need some real estate stuff, or the Go High Level Summit and the somatic breathwork thing. Like it's almost like when I go to these real estate summits, I kind of meet a lot of people just over and over again. And how can I get in front of some fresh faces? That's my idea. Like, how can I get in front of fresh faces and do some different things, go a different route? Like I went to another Go High Level thing here in Dallas, bro. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know one person. And for me to go there and like walk up to a person and go, hey, what do you do? It's like climbing. It's like rock. It's like mountain climbing, man. It's hard. Like I'm climbing a mountain, just like go up and talk to somebody. And it's helping me get out of my comfort zone of people. When I go to a meetup, people is like, oh, hey, Myron, and that's easy for me. So
yeah.
How can I get out of my comfort zone more and go meet some cool people that are doing different things?
Right. Yeah. And it gives you different perspective on that, especially you're building out, you're building out different products for people and everything like that too. And you're getting to know a bunch of different people that way, but getting to understand, I mean, just, those things can incorporate sometimes too into your business and into what you're doing, but just opening your mind to other things as well. So yes. I know. Yeah. I haven't, I'm like so focused this year on the, continuing to network and meet people, but like, I want to do 36 deals this year, 36, so 3 a month. I want to get to 3 a month. I know. And I was mapping out like all the leads and everything that have to go out every week. Yeah. Right. To get there. When you had your team, how many did you, do you remember about how many you were doing a month or how many you did it in that year, a couple of years ago or a year ago? I was just curious. Because like to me, and I know we've talked through these numbers too before, and I'm not sure if you're seeing different numbers, but I broke it down to like, well, you got to send out about 1,800 LOIs a week, which could lead to about 12 contracts sent and maybe 1 signed a week based on the numbers that I have. 1,800 LOIs a week. 1,800.
I'm not going to have that, man. I'm going to have like all the deals that I did. Is it here?
Yeah, no, that's cool too. I was just curious what, and getting to 36, like, and I want to focus on markets and where I know there's the buyers and everything. Like, I don't want contracts to kind of fall through. So, I'm looking at all the county, Florida is a little bit tougher. Like I have one right now working on this in Florida, but I want to, I don't know. It's fun pulling in Arizona and all that where property taxes isn't too crazy and kills deals. Yeah. It's fun to pull in markets that deals work.
Like $1,500 a year in taxes is incredible.
It is. I know. It is. I couldn't believe it at first when I saw it. I was like, this doesn't seem right. Might not be reading it right, but
Dude, it's going to take me some time to find that because I haven't been really keeping up with that stuff anymore.
yeah,
Sorry, I
yeah.
wasn't prepared.
No, no, no. It's all good. I was just to me that I guess what I want to go to the meetups. Like I went to Clever Summit, right? And I thought that was pretty awesome. Um, I know there's a Raise Fest. Where is
Oh yeah.
Raise Fest this year though? Is it in Texas? Is it in Texas?
Um,
I
I don't
thought
know. There's
because
something
my
coming in Austin
oh okay.
in April. I
Yeah.
don't remember what it was.
And I want to keep it like but oh Phoenix. That's what Raise Fest is. Phoenix. But I want to like stay so focused on building out the team and like working with folks to get the 36 this year. And I want to get to 50 co-host clients, right? From the STR management company.
Yeah.
So getting to 50 and hiring 3 people and then getting to 36 closed deals and JVing with people, working with also helping people get their first deal and all of that. Like I want to continue to just completely focus there, and going to these meetups is going to be important, but I'll probably stay more local than travel to too many conferences. Probably just go back to trying to do my 30 meetups this year.
Got it. So you're mapping out, I want to do 36 deals. So that's 3 a month. And then back that out. Like how many deals do you have to get under contract? How many offers do you have to make? How many LOIs do you have to send?
Yeah, so I have basically for one signed contract, even like 1,800 LOIs. Like if 1,800 LOIs can get you on 12 contracts, can get you one signed. That's basically the math that I've done, and even from the No One Left Behind challenge, because like even getting to that contracts being sent and then signed, yeah, my thoughts 1,800. So if I can get 1,800 a week, then you should be able to get to at least 3 signed. 1,800 a week, 3 signed per month.
Got it. That's awesome.
Yeah. So then it's just being able to work with the right people to do that. I know you've had that before when you built up your team, and getting newer people to jump on. I mean, No One Left Behind challenge is such a cool way to do that, and how it's structured, because you get to have like 10 or so new people that haven't done a deal but that are hungry, want to learn, and so they'll jump on calls. They'll do all the things as part of a team.
Yes.
And then even after that, then you can connect with some of those people and now work with them, as part of your own team. Like it's like a really quick way, and you don't feel like you have to commit to anything too long, to where it's like, you're dating, right? Those people, it's like you're kind of getting in there and seeing like, hey, how is everything going?
Yeah.
Like, are they busting their butt? Are they getting more lead? Like, do they need more leads always? Who are the people that are standing out? And you can like work with them going forward. So that's been a good opportunity with No One Left Behind challenge to kind of sift through that in a month's time, even a week's time, actually, really, because sometimes a lot of things fall off after that week.
Yeah. Yeah. That I think that was a struggle for me, is learning what like I can get the contracts, but then the closed ratio. The beginning of 2024, my close ratio was pretty high, but then by the end of 2024, it was like 50%. Like I'd get 2 deals and one of them would fall out. I found my document. What did you want to know? You want how many deals I closed a month, basically?
Yeah, about, or like throughout the year when your team was humming and you had kind of your things set up.
Let's see. January through May, I closed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I closed 9 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. And then June, we started taking off. I go, okay, I'm really going to put this together. I closed 3 in June. And then July, we closed 6. August, we closed 6. September, something happened. I only closed 2. October, we closed 9.
Yeah.
November, we closed 8. And then December, we did only 2 in December. I think that's kind of when things went like for me. Just like December was freaking horrible in 2023. This is a 2023 business.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Because January 2024, 18-minute challenge happened in December. And that's when a bunch of us joined your team and a bunch of other leaders' teams too, and we paired off, which is like super foundational to the No One Left Behind challenge with how things are being set up and the systems that are being used. It's really cool. And it just makes it, I guess, I think that's why there's been so many of these too, because it's working. Like I think it is a thing that has been working and is causing less friction. There is a lot of little things. It's hard when it's virtual and all that, but still, like I think it's been working. I don't remember all the numbers of the people that have gotten their first deal and everything, but it's cool. Are you going to the one coming up? Are you flying to Arizona?
Yeah. They messaged me just like 3 days ago and said, hey, we come out. Cool. So I got my plane ticket. Yeah, I'm going out there. I think I'm going to be the Rainmaker for this one, I think, is what I'm hearing. Because it's going to change up a little bit with the finding buyers first. That's just what I've heard. So
cool.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, I think my questions for you today were more like, what do you have going on? I think we've covered that. Like you're working at W-2, you have a family, which is kind of like, that's a big responsibility. It's the top. I'll start with that. You have a family. That's the top responsibility. You have your W-2. You have an Airbnb. Is it arbitrage mainly?
No, it's co-host model.
Oh, co-host.
Yeah.
And doing rainmaking for John, and you want to do 3 deals a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And bro, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
It's not too much. I didn't say it was too much. I just said it's a lot. That's a lot going on. That's a freaking full plate. So what do you think is going to be? What do you think is the thing that's going to be the best? I'm like answering this question as I'm saying it because I'm like, what do you think will help you the most? What do you think for 2025? You want to make sure you do a thing that you're gonna balance all these 5 things. Like, is it just making sure my family's good and then figure it out, or like how are you gonna put it all together?
So the thing that I keep on landing on, because I'm still even going through my goals and writing out a bunch of things, and I have this like huge calendar that I bought that shows every like 365 days of the year, which has been really cool. And so like mapping those out, but I think that what I keep landing on is getting the people on the team to help. So like I want to hire 3 people for our management company that will handle day-to-day operations, like all the fire drills that come with guests, hospitality, all that, but also onboarding, right? If getting to 50, we're going to need to be able to scale or onboard properties pretty quickly. So
Yep.
the 3 people there. So it's, and then on the wholesale side, it is finding the people too. So it's like, how do I get the right folks on the team to working together and building that up, which is not easy. It's actually one of the more difficult things, right? Because people are gonna fall off, maybe people will have turnover, like whatever it is, and you have to like build that back up again and again. And it's like that leadership aspect of that, which it's not new to me. So to me, it's just diving in, finding the right people, to making sure that by sending out 1,800 LOIs a week, I can keep up with it and getting enough people to keep up with that. So it's just finding the people. I guess it's finding the people. This year is like that's what it's got to be.
Yep. Who, not how.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. We ended up, I was talking to Carolyn, my wife. I was like, I want to do the dishes and I want to do the laundry, but like, I need help on that. And so we end up going to Next, do you have the Nextdoor app in your area? Nextdoor?
No, I never looked. I don't even know.
Oh, we went on this app called Nextdoor. It's basically where your neighbors, you have to say you live at a certain address, and then it places you in like a little neighborhood. So only people in your neighborhood can talk to you. And so we went on there and said, hey, we would like for somebody to come in and just like maybe 2 or 3 days a week, do our dishes, sweep our floors, do our laundry. And she's here for maybe 2 hours every other day, like maybe 3 times a week. And I don't remember how much we pay her, but totally worth the 2 hours. Like I'll be on a Zoom and she's doing the dishes, getting the sink all the way clean, running a load of laundry, sweeping all. You know how kids eat, man. It's not like not everything makes it in their mouth, right? And so just an extra hand to help us out, and get out of the Zoom after 2 hours. All my Zooms run 2 hours, but I'll get out of there and like the house will just be clean. Like, whoa. And it just feels nice, right? And that pressure is off, that pressure of doing that thing for that day. And so I think I talked to you earlier or on another Zoom, like I cleaned my gutters and I spent like an hour and a half just like taking all the crap out of my gutters. And I'm like, wait, what the hell am I doing? Damn it. I did it again. I'm doing stuff. Like I need to focus. I need to focus on the income producing things or spending quality time with my family. Or I'll put that backwards, spending quality time with my family and then producing income, like doing income producing things. Taking the stuff out of my gutter did not make me any money. It did give me peace of mind, but like we got to work hard to get our time back and let go of the things we think we have to do on our own. And so for you to go, I'm hiring 3 people here, I'm hiring people here, like, dude, good. Do not start a business doing it all by yourself. It freaking sucks.
Yeah.
You could, Bobby could do it, but it sucks.
Yeah. Being in the Airbnb space has been, because you're on call constantly. People just you're dealing in hospitality. So it is constant. And I think that was the biggest wake up call going through that process. And it's like, man, in order for us to sell, like you have to sell or your business always, right? Like no matter what, we want to have high ratings. We have high quality, high touch with owners and stuff. But if we cannot keep growing, then, and if you're managing even more than 2, 3, 4 properties by yourself, oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, for sure. Finding the right people and doing the money making activities. And that if you remember Squad Up last year, Jamil he presented, and I still have that paper.
Me too.
Oh, okay. I wanted to recreate it for myself too, because I'm like, what is the money making activity from 1 to like 10, right? And It's like, if I'm not doing that, remind myself, because you can get lost, right? You're like messing around with something. You're like, I've solved it, or, whatever. Like I automated my DocuSign thing. That's cool. That is great. It is good and it was needed and it'll save me a little bit of time, but I could be generating leads and getting deals and doing all the thing and figuring out the rest of that stuff too later. But
I've been just going to Fiverr, like, hey, I'll give you $30. Help me do this thing. I'll give you $50. I'll give you like paying someone $100 for 2 hours worth of work is a no-brainer.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good.
$100 for 2 hours, $100 for an hour. Yes, I will pay you 100 because I think I'm more like, if I can work an hour and produce $1,000, giving someone $100 makes all the sense in the world. That's kind of where I want my mindset to be. Like I want to make $1,000 an hour. So give people money where it makes sense. And it's not just how can you're doing the same thing. Like how can we bring people along with us and help them, help ourselves, and create this business that provides for our family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, buddy. Cool. Any final thoughts, dude? Anything else you want to leave us with?
I thank you. Thanks for putting this together. This is awesome. Talking through this. I love chit chatting around this stuff because it's like, I'm constantly learning on these things and like what's working and what's not working. And, but I just, I want to continue to be surrounded by like these amazing people that have just had a huge influence on me already. And I've only been in, I've been in sub 2 for like 18 months and I've done my STR business for like over 2 years and it feels so much longer. And sometimes I have to step back and be like making pretty good progress for where I'm at, but I want to be there already. And so surrounding myself with people that have done it so that it does bring perspective to me. And yeah, so I'm just super pumped for this year and continuing to work with you and with other people in the real estate space. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for always showing up is really what I mean. Like every time I turn around, like you're there, you're providing value. You're just,
yeah. I want to repay it.
I'm glad you mentioned Strength Finder or the Clifton Strength. I'm like, oh wow, he's relator and achiever, just like me. Wow, that's cool. It kind of like, oh, I hadn't met anybody else who had that at the top, and so that's cool to know that we're alike in that way.
Yeah, but when you see that, things click in your it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
you don't get to, yeah, yep.
But yeah, man, I'd like to, if we could do this every couple months or something like that. Like, I bet you have like have some stuff you want to talk about Go High Level or anything like that. I'd love to we can do it. We can break it down again. Would that be cool?
That sounds great.
Cool. All right, everybody. Well, oh wait, Bobby, how do you want people to reach out to you if they want to talk about STR, if they want to bring you a deal or whatever that is? How can they reach out?
So you can reach out to me on Instagram. So my name is at Bobby Souza.
Like that?
Yep. Yeah, just reach out to me on Instagram, DM me.
Okay, cool.
It's the best way.
Yeah. So if you're watching this in the future or right now, just go follow Bobby and talk to him about STR, talk to him about getting leads, send him a deal. Oh, where do you want deals in Orlando market?
Yeah, in Kissimmee, in the Disney resort areas. If there's anybody that has deals there, yes, 100%.
All right, cool. All right, y'all. Well, Bobby, thank you so much, man. I'm sure I'll talk to you soon, but it was great to just break down some stuff with you and go over some different things we got going on, man. So thank you for all the value that you always bring.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, man. Okay.
Cool.
Thanks, everyone. Talk soon.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.